Hey, local swell trackers, welcome to the weekend, and here we go. The jet stream, the North Pack, pretty energetic, mostly zonal, but there's some dips that are showing up here. Some serious troughs actually cutting off the jet, splitting it in the 7-day forecast. The jet down under is starting to look good. You see the start of this trough here? A trough is a bend or a curve in the jet. That's where the storms get spawned and steered up our way, as is going to happen. We're not getting anything from the northern branch, but take a look at that long-lasting flow. And then we quiet down into the Tasman Sea here in the long haul. Rolling these out further, you can see up here, back up to the North Pack, how the jet is extremely cut thanks to the more dominating high pressures later in the period. This is out to next Friday. It does allow some surface lows to begin spinning, so the North Shore is going to be doing pretty good for us here in the long haul. But take a look at it. It's pretty good for this time of year right here. And we are seeing a little northwest swell today. Down under, we go back to zonal in the long haul. But right now, there's again a beautiful long flow up northeast towards Hawaii. There's multiple low pressure cells placing a sequence of fetches aimed right at us. Stay waxed, stay ready for Memorial Day weekend. Actually, even before that, hold on, let me try not to get ahead of myself. Okay, going back to last Sunday, the 12th, here's the Tasman Sea source that we're seeing today. They filled in with some long period forerunners. It's very inconsistent, but there are some sets in town of 2 feet from the southwest, and the Mom's Day swell is, maybe shoulder 2.5 feet. Small stuff today compared to what we've been riding, but at least a new swell from this guy right here. And we're starting in the animation. See, it doesn't last very long. It moves east within the jet. We have a decent little fetch going on right here, right up the coast of New Zealand on Monday, the 13th. That one tracks down into the Ross Ice Shelf, but there's enough fetch on the west flank of this, even though a lot of the energy will be moving off to our east. This will be boosting us up later Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday when we see another swell. Rolling these things out further, there it is, Wednesday the 15th. This fetch is hugging the coast of New Zealand, limiting the fetch as well. But as time moves on, it tries to get out, fatten up as it weakens. This will mean 2 to 4 foot surf from these multiple sources on the average, and maybe some deeper water reefs will see something better. But all in all, we're looking at least 3 feet and likely 4 most of the upcoming week starting Tuesday. Okay, so now these surface winds are current. This is Sunday the 19th, actually tomorrow. Here comes this fetch from below New Zealand. This is that super long one, and you can see how this follows the direction of the meridional jet stream, and the fetch is captured, meaning it moves up the same direction as the storm center. It's super wide, lasting a long time, and then on Tuesday the 21st, we get some reinforcement. Tahiti's going to get some 15, at least 18 out of this fetch right here. It's close by, some serious winds in there, 55 knots. To its east, we have a nice long fetch, and that one will be pushing up our way as well. Take a look at that. This is Wednesday the 22nd. Plenty of reinforcement, solid 2 to 4 feet, solid straight south swells, filling in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. How's that for a run as May finishes up in stellar fashion? If June, July, and August can keep up with this, it'll be one of our best summers in decades. Okay, let's take a look at the swells produced by the surface winds we were looking at. Here's that Tasman Sea swell that we're seeing today. And again, this is, if we get 3 footers out of it, we'll be lucky. It's a compact system. There is a lot of supporting wind. Now bring in the model's current, Saturday the 18th. Here's the system right here, hugging, again, New Zealand tightly. But the second follow-up low, which will be acting on the prior swell, has some 30, 35 foot seas in it. This is the one that's really going to pump us up, peaking Monday at easily 4 to 6. Really building on Sunday. It should be 4 to 6 sometime on Sunday, all the way through Memorial Day, and beginning to fade out, maybe 3 to 5 on Tuesday, but that's when we get that next reinforcement. Let me roll these things out further and show you again how much activity. Take a look at that one falling right up on its heels and kind of merging into one. And last but not least, Sunday the 26th shows this storm sending us up some more south swell for early June. Wow. I wanted to show you how crazy this looks. This is Saturday today, and this doesn't even include the Mother's Day swell. Take a look at how many series of separate swell events are coming up towards Hawaii here, hitting Tahiti and us. I mean, it's just one fetch after another, sending up again over about a half a dozen events. Again, not including Mother's Day. Okay, let's take a look at the surface winds right now for the North Pack. This is current. Here's this low pressure here. There is a long front associated with that. That's going to be cutting our trade winds, veering them east-southeast on Monday. We're going to get much muggier conditions. We have trade winds through the weekend until then, but this guy's disrupting our trade wind pattern right here. High pressure about 800 miles centered northeast of us, keeping the trades fresh today, moderate tomorrow, and then really dropping for a few days. This guy right here helping with some fun 3-foot surf as well. It tracks out of our swell window. More high pressures on either side of us. The jet gets split, but it still enables some more swell to come our way. Take a look at that fetch. This is Wednesday the 22nd with some 35 knots in these surface winds. And that should bump us up with 4-foot waves on Saturday the 25th. Just 11 seconds. But hey, that's pretty good for this time of year. That dissipates and then we don't see anything after that. Now we'll take a look at the swells created by the surface winds. This area right to our north is why we had some 3-foot north swell at Laniakea northeast swell earlier this week. Today it's down to thigh high maybe. You see that blue area is the high pressure, and this storm right here is bouncing us up again for this next coming weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to have swell for the North Shore and town. Town will be considerably bigger. And again, high pressures you can see establishing themselves in the areas of storminess kind of on either side of the split jet, getting a lot of bumps and curves. Okay, let's take a look at the swell periods generated by the swells we were looking at. This is Saturday the 18th. There's this little northwest swell filling in here of, again, about 12 seconds. Hopefully getting to 3 feet sometime tonight through tomorrow. It's not going to last long. It'll be a very short-lived. You can see a lot of the swells, long period swells moving up for the upcoming week that I've already been over. Moving these animations out again. Here comes the swell for Saturday right here. And pow, it hits us later Friday and getting into Saturday and Sunday, overhead. And this is right as the Memorial Day swell hits as well. So great news around the compass. The hand-drawn charts are showing the high pressure, as I was saying, the 1024 millibar high, about 800 miles, 850 miles northeast of us. Here comes that low pressure bringing us our waves, and its blue tail is the front. It's pushing this ridge of high pressure down over the islands, veering the wind east-southeast. As I said, we're going to go into sea breezes during the day and land breezes during the night. New high pressure moving in, strong one off of Japan, following these low pressures, all on an east track. Now let's jump up to the water vapor loop showing features from, we were just looking at the surface, hand-drawn charts, now up about 20,000 feet up, showing the stability. The brown regions are showing dry sinking air, stable air masses. This is the intertropical convergence zone just lit up down here that stays put, where the trade winds from the North Pack meet the trade winds from the South Pack. And you can just see that front starting to move our way from the low pressure here. But all in all, we're pretty dry, even though we're pretty cloudy. And here's a better look at it. You can see an east-northeast tilt to the trades. All in all, we're looking pretty nice. Drilling down a little bit further, highs are going to be in the upper 80s, lows about the lower to mid 70s. And there's broken clouds, off and on, some plenty blue. And the radar loop showing how dry we are, just a few sprinkles, windward Mauka. At windy.com, you can see the low pressure up here with its front, the east-northeast tilt to the trade winds. Looking down under, ton of energy coming up, and this is just the start. Here's Sunday at 11 a.m. Here's Tuesday the 21st, and it's like the fetches are never ending, but they will end. And that's your local swell tracker. I'll see you here next weekend. Can't wait for this one. Aloha.